most of our networks look a little bit look something like this.
Right.
2 tiers, a spine, and a leaf. Our switches, you know, they're a little bit smarter. They boot a little bit more like a server than a switch. And we have something we call the zero-touch provisioning server. And this is how we automatically provision our devices. So when our switch boots...
Do you ship servers or?
So zero-touch provisioning can run on a server as a VM. It actually can run on our switch, or it can be federated between the 3. When our switch boots, it's looking for a DHCP server somewhere in your network.
Mm-hmm.
It uses option 66 or 67. And the reason we do that is the DHCP server passes the URL, not an IP address, but the URL of the server. And the URL is very important because if it's a URL, this switch can pass metadata about itself. Serial number, switch type, MAC address, but the absolute most important thing is its LLDP neighbors. And this switch's LLDP neighbors are spine switch 1 and spine switch 2, this port and that port.
Oh.
Now what's important about that is we know this switch is row 4, rack 5. Notice how it's the same one I used earlier today? I've never used a different one than row 4, rack 5. And the zero-touch provisioning server passes down the correct image for row 4, rack 5, top of rack. It's kind of cool. Not the greatest thing in the world. The greatest thing in the world is zero-touch replacement. So imagine this data center is 1,000 kilometers away, and I have remote hands in that site. This switch fails. They go and get the replacement switch. They take the switch out, unplug, always use my hands, unplug, put the new switch in, plug things back in. They don't even have to be in the same ports. This switch boots a little bit more like a server than a switch, looks for the DHCP server, option 66, 67, metadata about itself, your row 4, rack 5. I have your image right here. Arista, with the RMA replacement, shipped version 4.17. Your company's Gold Master is 4.16. It actually down revs the switch to Gold Master 4.16, then puts the correct image on that switch. Everything's back to normal. Not a single keystroke was touched. So I don't have to worry about people even typing with their thumbs. Not one keystroke was touched. It's zero-touch provisioning and zero-touch replacement.